Hey, what's up? You are watching On the Town with Tanya, and I'm back, but I'm trying to show you a clip. Give me a second here. Share, share screen. Let's see if I can get this right. Oh, here we go. Okay, here we go.
I'm good, bro. It don't even hurt that bad. I'm good, bro. It don't even hurt that bad.
Hi, you're watching On the Town, and I'm your host, Tanya. And I'm going to be right back in one moment. I get technical difficulties as usual. Give me 1 second, and I'm going to share my screen with you again. Give me, all right, I can get this correct. All right. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. Let's see if I can get this correct. A part of me now, a pops in my mouth. I said it all along. Snow, brother, I bet it'll go. Shadow with blood in my nose. I held it. Hey guys, it's Tanya again. As you know, I am not the technological queen here, but I am back and I'm trying to show you clips of something before I intro, but it looks like I'm going to come back to that. I welcome back, guys. Hey, Grandma, I see you out there. Yes, I appreciate it. So this week, tonight's guest is a former foster youth who was born into a home of addiction in 1980. At 3 years old, her dad left, and at 5, she was put into foster care. Um, she was in and out of foster homes, women's shelters, and an orphanage till she was 15. And when she was given the opportunity to model in Italy, she did. She continued to use modeling as her stepping stone to travel the world as a model. And at the age of 18, while in London, she was first introduced to the world of documentary filmmaking. Please welcome to the moon and back filmmaker Tarah Dowling. Hey, Tarah.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm sorry that my technological skills are not as good as yours probably are, but everyone's kind of used to it. I'm working on it. Thank you so much for joining us. I saw your TikTok story, which I want to show it because I think that's important, and then we'll go right into it. But let me try it one more time, people. Be patient with me. I'm gonna try it one more time and see if I can get this correct. Let me see, which one is it? Let's see if I can get this right. And this way. Okay, share screen. Okay. This is love, is it? Or life is what you make it? This is love? No.
Oh,
Life is what you make it? No.
Life is what you make it is my personal story up till about like 18 or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll try that and see. I was trying to make it bigger, but I don't know how. Because then it will be easier. Can you see that? Everybody can see that? All right, let's see. Okay. Uh-oh. It's not working. What happened? Did I do something wrong? Uh-oh. Tanya is messing up again. Let me try it again. Let me try it again. I don't know why, of course, the one time I need it to work, it doesn't work as well. Life stories. Let's try it again. Okay. Oh, maybe the sound's off. No, the sound's not off. There we go. Good. Huh, that's really weird. For some reason, it just stopped working. I have no idea why. So let's stop that. And we'll just go back right straight to the interview because I don't have no idea why that stopped working. So guys, forgive me. I don't know why I'm not able to share that, but it's the sound. Something's off with the sound. Could be my computer. I apologize. But so I guess you'll have to share just a pinch of your personal story. Yeah. Which is
That's how
better.
you would have seen.
Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you. So your personal story, tell us about the story you was going to show us on TikTok.
Yeah, so just to give a backstory, I started TikTok about a year ago because I experienced going through foster care, having a mother that was an addict, struggling so much to try to make sense out of my life. And so I brought this footage that I was collecting and my story to TikTok to see if it would help anyone else.
Mhm.
So the video that you were going to show was just kind of me taking that 1 minute, which TikTok was doing before, and now they give you 3 minutes.
Right.
And it was just to kind of give a glimpse into my life, like to if there's kids that were going through something similar or whatever, that they would see that and maybe resonate with that and just feel some sort of comfort. So it just kind of was a story of, being born into a home of addiction. My dad left when I was 3.
Right.
I was put into a foster care at 5 because social services felt like my home life wasn't safe enough for me.
Mhm.
I have siblings. I don't mention them that often because it's a privacy thing. I've given
Right.
them their own privacy.
Right.
And for me, my healing journey and like what I've chosen to do is to share the story of my life. So
Well, thank you.
yeah. So then 15, I pretty much got into modeling and also started reconnecting with my mom. So at 5 years old, I was put in my first foster home. At 10, she signed us over to the government because she just wasn't getting better. She was going to rehab and she was trying to put her life together and it just wasn't working. And I think that she felt at that point that, maybe it was better we had a stable home, which if anyone has gone through foster care, they probably know that it's like not that stable often. But I think social services was trying to figure out how to give us something that would help us to function. And so at 15, I got the opportunity to go model.
Now, how'd you get permission? That's what I
So
was asking.
I'm skipping one part actually, because when I was 12, in Canada, we get the choice. You get to say what you want to do with your life. And so I was given the opportunity to say whether or not I wanted to be adopted or to stay in foster care.
Right.
And for me, I wanted to not be labeled as a foster kid anymore. And I thought, well, if I can be adopted, then I can be normal.
Right.
And so I was really just seeking out normalcy, but I didn't really know what that would feel like. So I got put into a pretty perfect seeming home, but they were just expecting to have somebody that didn't have any history or any baggage or any emotional problems. Almost like a clean slate. And I had already lived so much of my life having a lot of trauma that it just was inevitable that I would probably lash out at things or have severe depression and things like that. So the adoption didn't happen, but I did get a social worker that became a guardian to me to this day. I call her my second mom. She was the one that when I got scouted, I was lying and saying I was staying at my friend's house. I was 14 and I went out dancing that night and I got scouted, and it was an agency close by my home. And so I told my social worker, okay, well, I really want to model and this is an opportunity. Can I do it? And she says, well, I need to come with you. I'm your guardian. I need to make sure everything's okay.
Good excuse to get to Italy.
Well, she didn't come with me to Italy, but she came with me to Calgary. So this is in Canada. And she just
okay.
Yeah, so she checked out the agency and she was like, okay, well, you can start, taking these classes and going with this agency. And then my agent had found me this modeling agency in Milan. And so I was taken over there at 15 with the permission of my guardian, because at 16, I started living on my own at 15, a year earlier than you're allowed legally.
Right.
But my previous foster parent vouched that I was a mature 15-year-old.
Right.
And so I got to move out a year early.
In Italy.
I was really good at making that seem like I was, but I think I was, I took care of myself a lot. So
I don't know how you did it, girl, in Italy, because those guys over there, especially when I used to live in oh my God, I used to live in Paris. Oh my God. Woo, woo. When you go to Italy, those guys are handsome and they're charming. And you're before you know, you're like, wait a minute, they're older than me. Hold up. you know?
Yeah. Well, I was really fortunate, and people ask me this a lot because, the modeling industry when I started was very corrupt, and there was a lot of drugs, and there was a lot of like older men with the young girls. But I
Yes.
was 15
Mhm.
going on 16, so I was at that age where I was just a little bit too young.
Okay.
So I was more taken
Oh,
in
not
as,
for who? Because I know there's a lot of, like Karen models. They had a lot of stuff, a lot of places allegedly, even though the guy got, you saw the guy who hung himself recently. The guy, I forgot his name. I forgot his
John,
name. I
John
forgot I forgot his name. Bruni. I forgot his name. But he John Claude John somebody. I forgot
he was
his name.
my agent. Actually, I knew him. He was my
Yeah.
agent.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
didn't hung himself. That's sad.
okay. Well, I mean, that's what they say. I mean, you know me. But I'm just saying you're lucky you missed. I don't know how you missed that mark, as beautiful as you are and were then. I mean, I can't imagine how you were blessed, I'll say. You had an angel looking over you.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Yeah, I definitely have had a lot of, I would say, guardian angels throughout my life, and I've had a lot of protection, and I've been very lucky, and I've also had to experience some, dodgy situations, but I
yes.
had street smarts. So thanks, thanks to the upbringing I had.
Yeah, well, I think because of foster care and being moved around, I know for me, oh, it was easy for me. Being on the street or being in whether homeless, whether being in the modeling business, no matter what game I'm in, I'm like smarter than most people because I've been around a lot of
Yeah.
weird monsters, I'll just say. Um, and it kind of helps in a weird way.
So
Like,
there's this thing, yeah, in my healing that I got taught about that's called hyper vigilance, I guess it's called.
yeah,
And so we're constantly analyzing our surroundings for danger. And that happens from being a child with trauma. So, although there's so many negative things that come out of those experiences, some of these things actually protected us, and so like when you can learn to love and appreciate those elements of yourself that even though they came from horrible situations, like I'm grateful that I have a deeper sense and awareness of my surroundings.
talk about it in my
Maybe
new book.
sometimes to a fault, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Well, that's why I teach foster youth too, to take all the trauma and the drama and turn it into a positive. You know what I'm saying? So there are jobs that are good to be hyper about, or there's jobs that's good to be always not trustworthy. There's certain
Yeah.
things, like if I was in banking or something, I'm making it up, but there's certain things you can apply. Those were not negative skills, they were protective skills, and put them into something that moderates to today's field,
Yeah.
whatever you're doing. So I think it's good. So TikTok, that's interesting. How has that changed the game for us, didn't it? Because your TikToks are amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So I just posted yesterday was my mom's birthday, and she's been gone now for 3 years, and it was a sad day. And it's so nice to know that you can turn to this app and you have all these people that are supporting you and loving you, and like I got so many wishes to my mom in heaven, and that felt so nice for me to just know that like she was remembered and she's been cared for, and like being able to share her story with others has been
Right.
so amazing. So I love the app.
Now you actually, so you got equipment when you were in Italy or when you were modeling. I guess you must have saved up from the modeling money to get the
Yeah.
equipment because the equipment can be expensive. And then what got into your head to say, you know what? I'm going to document this. Was it when your mom called you in 2004 and said she hit rock bottom? I may not be around much longer. And did you say, well, I want to share this, remember this moment for myself, and then it turned into something, or you just you had the idea before?
That's a great question because actually it didn't even start with film. It started with wanting to write. So I was like such a young kid writing notes on how to change social services. And I was so proactive about this. And I was like, I'm going to change this. And then I was like, okay, well, maybe I got to write a book. And then when I was 18, living in London, I watched this documentary on addicts. And it was the first time that I ever saw like the nitty-gritty style of documentary filmmaking.
Right.
And I was like, oh my God, like they don't do that in America. Like they're so censored. And I was like, but this is how it has to be shown because this is reality.
Yes.
And so I was like, okay, I'm going to have to share my story in film. And so then I started taking small little crash courses on documentary filmmaking. I started, using a little bit of my money from modeling to put myself through that. I got my tax money actually bought me my first computer so that I could edit. And then I also bought like my first video camera, and I had like a big video camera because it was back in the day.
Right.
My mom actually, she didn't want me to film her at first, you know, because she was ashamed of
Right.
how she would look and like what her lifestyle was. And I can completely understand that. But I just kind of kept going, like moving forward. So I started turning the camera on myself
Okay.
and just getting skill sets of, I would take my camera everywhere, all these modeling auditions, into nightclubs, and like, so yeah, I started doing that. And then in 2004, after I'd already, you know, had like 6 years with this camera, my mom then called me and she was willing to do the film. And
Wow.
I think that she wanted to do it at that point just because she wanted to help others, you know,
Right.
like,
Right.
yeah.
Wow. Well, that's amazing. What was the blessing of modeling? The blessing for me when I aged out, if I wouldn't have had that, I would have been homeless quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I got in some sticky situations, like at 15-year-old me with an apartment, you know, almost getting like getting drugged, potentially
Right.
getting drugged by this gang. And like, it was very sketchy the way that I was growing up. And I was so grateful because this modeling opportunity took me away from like a very sketchy neighborhood and living situation. And yeah, it almost kind of kept me safe.
Wow. And oh wow. That's I tell you, I always think we have angels watching us because some people don't even believe the stuff that foster youth go through when they age out. They're like, really? You know, people didn't believe I was homeless one time because I had already modeled. And it's a long story with my hand. I lost use of my hand for a year, so I couldn't model with the cast on my hand. And so people didn't believe me because I had like a Chanel jacket and like really nice stuff. But I was like, I got that doing a gig, you know, like I didn't pay 10,000, 20,000. I didn't pay for this. You know what I'm saying? But people did not believe me. They were like, yeah, right. And I'm like, I'm really serious. And then I had to couch surf for a while. So I don't know how, when I look back, I'm like, how did we make it through that? I have no idea. So foster youth must have some kind of angels over them. As long as there's the two things. Were you able to avoid the drug scene? Because that's to me, the big hard one.
I
You
mean,
know?
I dabbled a little. I was definitely scared of the hard drugs.
Right.
Um, but I had crazy experiences, like where a boyfriend had heart palpitation issues, and like it freaked me out so much that I was like, I'll never touch that again. Like that's
Yeah.
where I say those kind of like, you know, angel situations come in. It's almost like life experiences happened to make me not do something. So
Right.
yeah,
Right.
I thankfully didn't get too into anything. I
Well,
just
thank
tried a
God.
little bit of stuff, and then I was like, no, not for me, thank you.
Yeah, no, well, for me, I didn't like anybody. I felt like all my life I was controlled and told what to do. And I felt like when I watched my mom, you know, was on drugs. She was a heroin addict. And I felt like, you know, I had to be told what to do because of this situation. The last thing I wanted is to not be in control. And I felt like everybody I worked for a while. I worked at Studio 54 for a little while. I worked for different places after modeling and between modeling. You know how it is. Sometimes, you don't get that Wilhelmina gig right away or it doesn't pick up. You have to do other things. So I worked in the club world for a while. And, thank God. I said, I do not want to be I would see people do things that I know they only did because they were on drugs. And I was like, that's never going to be me. So that's how I avoided it. But by the grace of God, there you go, as they say. So I wanted to go to a video break and come right back and finish talking to you. Do you guys mind for a minute? I'm just going to go for a little video break. Let's see if I can get this right. Okay, I got this one for real. So we're going to go for a video break, and I'm going to play. Let's see if I can get the share screen. Okay, here we go. It's a new artist. Let's see if I can get it right. Share. Okay, here we go. Got that right. Come on. Oh, there we go.
Love of my life, my soulmate. You're my best friend. Part of me, like breathing. Now half of me is that I don't know anything at all. Who am I to say you love me? I don't know anything all. Who am I to say you need me? Color me blue, I'm lost in you. Don't know why I'm still waiting. Many moons have come and gone. Don't know why I'm still searching. I don't know anything at all. Who am I to say you love me? Don't know anything at all. Who am I to say you need me? Oh, oh, no, 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 no. Oh, I miss you. Now you're a song I love to sing. Never thought it feels so free. Now I know what's meant to be, and that's okay with me. Who am I to say you love me? Who am I to say you need me? Who am I to say you love me? You love me. You love me. You love me.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
The
It's
same.
Tanya.
It don't matter what
wait
the
a
weather's
minute.
like outside. Today's a
Oh
beautiful.
gosh, sorry. Sorry about that, guys. Technical difficulties. So you're watching On the Town with Tanya, and I'm back. I'm here with Tarah Dowling, creator of a new documentary that is coming out, dealing with her, I guess you would say, coming to fruition and acceptance and forgiving of mom being in addiction and coming through recovery, and her having a 360 turn of making sure other kids who go through it can see the compassion and you know I think this documentary is going to really change things for a lot of kids who, I go on these different sites where kids, sometimes they seem like angry, or you're not quite sure what to do with this whole thing of being the child of an addict. And I think you show, from what I saw, um, how to just take it and accept whatever it is at that moment. If the parents in recovery, if they're having a hard time struggling, to be understanding instead of judgmental. And I love the way you were so compassionate with your mom. You really was very forgiving and, like, what's the word? Not where you were walked on. There's a difference. You know what I'm saying? Where some people are like, oh yeah, I figure my mom, and then they're still doing the same things to you, and you're like, and now you're putting yourself in danger. So not like that, but you were able to really walk hand in hand with her in her last moments, and that's what's so special about this documentary. So, I hope we'll be able to support you on that. What do you think is the correlation between foster youth, and addiction? Because I find that is
Yeah.
the reason.
There is this thing that happened when I was in foster care, and it was this statement that you would hear quite often is, you're going to turn on your parents.
Mm-hmm.
And that idea, putting that into any child's head, that they are going to already be an addict, or they're already going to be a criminal, or you're telling them that that's what they have to look forward to. And that is wrong with
Right.
how we should be treating these children, empowering them, letting them believe that they are the creators of their future, you know. And so I see that, you know, they give up and they think, well, if I'm going to just turn out like my parents, like, why should I try? You know, if my life's not going to be good. So when things get hard, all they've ever seen is that the way that their parents coped was using drugs.
Right.
So when things get really hard, you know, their role models taught them, just don't deal with it, numb yourself. You know?
Right.
So we need to teach the kids how to not do that, how to just feel these emotions, how to get through difficult times in life. Everybody goes through difficult times, but if you don't have anyone teaching them, don't have strong role models, they're not going to know what to do. And so I really think that that's what happens a lot of the time, is just these poor kids coming through care just don't have anyone to look up to, and they don't have anyone that's pushing them to believe in themselves.
Right.
And when you don't have a strong support system, like, how are you supposed to get through anything, you know?
Exactly. A support system is a very, very, very key thing. And I think it's a key that, you know, people like yourself, who've been through it, come back and give our gifts and talents and whatever that is. I mean, I know a guy who was in care and, you know, all his life, and he became a designer, and it's streetwear, but he's brilliant. The young kid is brilliant. He's like 20 something years old, young kid, very brilliant. And now he hires other foster youth to work with him. I mean, that's giving back too. So I think us reaching, you know, going back, reaching and teaching is so crucial.
100%.
Yeah.
And
So,
to be honest, like, if we've gone through what we've gone through, you know, like, I think we're all pretty amazing people, you know, with so many skill sets and so much creativity. Like, we had to be creative on survival. Like, you know, and like, there's just such potential to be brought out of what we've experienced into art, into other things. And so, like, it's just harnessing that, getting people to believe in us, and like helping those that are like going through it now to pull themselves out and, like, you know, let them hand.
I think that is amazing. And well, I think also you don't go through something for nothing. You know, it's what we make out of it. You know, so if you sit and play violins, then, you know, you get the sad story. But you can, you know, everybody sits for a moment and cries and processes and, you know, feel the hurt and the pain. But at some point, you got to pick it all up, wrap it up into a big package with a bow, and you got to put it out there and say, now what is my gift? Because I think every human being has some gift that somebody else doesn't have. I really, truly believe that. And I think that whatever your trauma or drama was that growing up in life has something to do with that gift being your gift, you know, if I can say it like that. So I don't know how, but I try my best. You know, I run a small not-for-profit for foster youth, and I try my best each kid that I encounter to tell them, you know, find your gift, because whatever you're going through is just a little macro thing of what you're supposed to really be doing. That's super big and super, you know, you're a warrior. Like, you know, you're a warrior. There's not a lot of people who can say that. A lot of people go through what we went through and they wouldn't make it, you know? So I think that we should give more credit to foster youth, in my opinion. What was, do you remember the first time that you actually went into care and what that feeling was like?
Yeah, so I actually made a little video about it because, you know, things stir me even today as an adult, you know, and I remember these moments that it would just be like a small little glimpse sometimes, but it actually happened with my dog, you know, because he was a foster dog and I had to like give him back. And it was that moment, just, you know, feeling tossed, you know, that like nothing, like just being so transferable, you know. And I was 5 years old, so I don't have a ton of memories, but I remember being in a car and I remember looking back and seeing my mom in tears and just feeling like torn apart from this person without really understanding why, you know, like, why am I being driven off, and like, why is my mom so upset, and like, what is going on? Because obviously you don't know what foster homes are at that point, you know, like,
Right.
so you're being put in this like stranger's home and then everything's weird. But I remember, you know, I had some good homes and you know, some that were just not a really good match for me, but they were good people. And I think my first home, you know, I would have to say a lot of religious people kind of become foster parents, which is great.
Mhm.
But you know, I didn't have a strong religious background, and when I remember going to church with them, you know, and I remember that they bought me like new socks and underwear, and I was so excited about that. Like, there's the small things that you remember as a little kid, and then there's like things you remember as a teenager in care, and there's like the stories are very different, you know.
Yes. Yes, that's what I was going to my next question. Do you remember the exact day that you aged out?
So I, you know, I attempted suicide when I was living in the adoptive home because I was just going through way too much that I just couldn't handle it.
I'm sorry.
And I remember feeling like I was letting way too many people down. You know, these people, I was like their last chance at being their kid, you know, of them having a family.
Mhm.
And I didn't want to, you know, go through with it. And I had tremendous amount of guilt. And then the guilt of like leaving my mom behind or like making her feel like I just didn't want to be a part of her life anymore. And then being a teenager. And so anyways, I attempted to kill myself. And then thankfully the social worker that I mentioned earlier stepped in and she was like, okay, well, I really need to find the right home for her because she's very on uneasy ground right now.
Right.
And be very smart about this. So she really dug in and she found me a single mom
Mm-hmm.
that had never fostered before. And so the other thing was you come into a home
Mm-hmm.
and you're pretty much treated how all the other kids have been in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So you're kind of just all this baggage of bad experiences from other kids thrown on you. Like, oh, they're probably going to steal.
Yes.
They're all these. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, all I want to do is like get through every day and just be loved. Like, not
Right.
trying to hurt anyone. Like, I understand that some kids, you know, do bad things because they're hurting, but I wasn't that kid. I was like the opposite.
Right. Right.
Yeah, so I was just trying to make everyone happy around me so they'd love me. And anyway, so she found this single mom who had no previous experience. So I came in, I had a clean slate and I
Right.
was rusted and I was just, you know, I felt safe. I had issues with male figures, so I didn't have to worry about that all of a sudden.
Right.
I really thrived in that home and still to this day she's in my life, but that was my last foster home. That's the one that, you know, pushed for me to be able to go to independent living when I was 15 because she actually wanted to go back to school. And so they were going to put me in a new foster home.
Oh.
And she knew that I probably wouldn't have done well and that it was probably better for me to go on my own than to go into another foster home with just what I was dealing with, you know, like all the kind of emotions and stuff that I had from all the other homes. So
Well, wow, well, that's amazing. You're lucky you got to that one good one at least. You know, I hear so many stories on the gambit of horrible foster homes, okay foster homes, and great foster homes. And it's always a gamble for us. Like as soon as we get to the door, it's like, okay, let's see how this works. You know, and then you make it through the first night, you're like, okay. So barring anything happening, it could be good or very, very bad. I have a lot of trauma stories for people in foster care. So, you know, it's always a gamble, but I would like to try to find that, try to play that video again of yours because I don't know if it's my computer acting up or what's going on, but let me try it again. Guys, I'm going to try to show you which one, Life is Filmmaker or This is Love. Which one are we doing? Let's see. Which one? Let's see.
let's try Love because we tried the other one. So
okay, let me try it again, guys. Here we go. Let's see if I can get this right. I share my screen. And it goes here. This is Love, we said. All right. Let's try it. Okay, here we go. All right. Why won't it play? I don't understand what I did wrong. It played before. Let's see. It's not playing. I have no idea why. Stop sharing. I have no idea why. Let me try the other one. I'm sorry, guys.
Video because that one's quite cute. So that is a moment where my mom meets my social worker who became my second mom.
Okay.
After, you know, I've already been in this woman's life now like 22 years or something like that. Like
wow.
And the thing that really sets my mom's personality and character apart was that she could have been so jealous of this relationship that I had with this woman. Right. And also so ridden in her own shame or guilt to feel like, oh, well, she didn't give me this life, but somebody else did, you know? But instead, my mom said, you know, I just want you to know how much I love you. Right. Thank you. You know, and that speaks such volumes about like how much love my mom had for me.
Right. I
that
know.
she wanted me to have a good life, regardless if she could give it or not,
That's why I wanted to show it, because that's exactly what I felt about it. And it's very crucial. I'm determined. So I'm going to try it one more time. Guys, forgive me. I know I'm being obsessive here, but I have to share this because it's that good. This is love. I don't see if it's me, or maybe if I go to it, this is love. Yeah, I'm at it. Okay. I wonder if I have to log in, maybe. Do you think? Maybe.
I don't know. When you press the play, it just doesn't play.
No, it won't play. And it did before. So maybe because I didn't log in. Let me see if what happens if I log in. I don't want to do that. I don't know. I'm not sure. I apologize, guys. Let me try the other one. Stop sharing. Let me see if the other one will at least work. I can't believe this. The one time I need it to work, of course. You know how it goes. This is love. Life. Life is what you make it. Let me see. If this doesn't work, that means it's me. Yep. That's what it is. I think it's because I didn't log in previously. I believe that's what it is. I apologize.
Well, if the viewers are watching, they'll just have to go to my TikTok channel and watch them.
That's right. What is your TikTok channel?
My TikTok handle is addiction_talks.
Addiction_talks. TOK?
TALS. Yeah.
Talks. Okay. I got it. I got you. So we're going to put that in there, and we're going to put that like this. And now, guys, you can go there. Addiction Talks. That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to see the documentary, well, that's going to be a part of it. But if you want to see some of the footage, it's great stuff. You have to check out her TikTok. She's amazing. And I'm still trying to figure out how is she doing this, but I forgot you studied film, so it's a little bit easier for you than somebody who has not. So great job.
Well, it's been a learning curve. I've had to do a lot of YouTube videos to learn how to do certain things, and I'm learning every day because it's such a new app, and like how to use their tools, and so sometimes I spend a few days making a 1-minute video, and then other days it's just like quick and easy. But I haven't been as active because I'm actually back in school right now. So
good for you. That is awesome. I think that's you can never get too much education as the way I see it.
Yep. Keep minds young.
Do it while it's young. You said while you're young?
Well, it says that, Alzheimer's and other things, that if you keep your mind active,
yes,
learning is great for that. So
absolutely. Absolutely. So I know you said you can't mention your siblings technically, so not their names. We don't want another names, but you did find them is one question. Just so I can ask that at least. You found them.
My siblings and I, we have a great relationship. There was no real big separation. One brother was actually raised by his father's family. So they have two of my brothers have two different fathers, and then one has the same father. And we've all processed our own childhoods kind of differently.
Okay. They're always
sorry?
That always happens.
Yeah. But we've all managed to, not have to live off social services, which is great. We've all
that's a miracle as a former foster.
Yeah, it's hard. It's when you don't have anybody to back you up sometimes, when you have no money, and it's difficult.
No.
So I'm really proud of all of us, and we all spent my mom's last Christmas with her.
Oh, you did?
We did. It was one of my mom's dreams, and I instigated that happening, and so it was one of the best days for my mom. And there's a lot of love between all of us, and I say, the reason I think that we all managed to be okay is because that even though my mom really struggled, she loved us, and that was very clear.
Wow, that's amazing. And you got to document that
out of privacy again, and just same with my mom's passing. There's just certain things that I don't feel needed to be shared.
Okay.
But I did take some photos, I have all of our feet together, and I recorded my mom speaking about it after, which was really beautiful. Yeah.
That's beautiful because it's like a way of preserving her legacy and making her feel special, that you knew she was special because she had you. You know what I'm saying? People think just because someone's an addict that, I'm mad or this and that. And I'm like, no, my mom had me. She could have aborted me. She could have been like in an alley, had me thrown in the garden. Anything could happen. And she didn't do that. So I'm always, putting her in queen status because mean, how many? I know stories that went left. So we have to be grateful that they birthed us, and I know it must be very hard for a woman to just have to come to, like my mom. We have a very similar story. My mom had to give us up, and I'm sure that's not an easy thing to come and look at where your kid is at and pretend like you're somebody else. She thought I didn't know who she was, but I found out I was right. My foster mother told me before she passed, you were right. That was your mother and your aunt. She was just wanted to see where you were living and if you were okay. And that was the time where she wanted to make sure that it was okay to let go. But I can't imagine how hard that that was, to give up your beautiful babies. You know what I'm saying? That's not an easy thing to do. It's very unselfish, actually, when you look at it. Even if as a kid, when you first say, well, why are they giving me away? When you look back, you're like, smart woman to give me away.
Yeah.
I mean, think about what life you'd live if you were on the road with her in the height of addiction.
Mm-hmm.
That's another road. That's a whole nother road.
Yeah.
So kudos to your mom, and may God bless her. And you for having such a big 360 turn is amazing.
Thank you.
That's absolutely amazing. And I don't know. That's amazing. I think it's going to be awesome. When do you think you'll be done with the documentary?
Well, I had projected it to be like this week, but my editor is now off of the project for a little while, so I'm back editing it. So
Okay.
I don't this year. That's my plan. If I just chip away every day at it, it'll get done hopefully sooner than towards the end of the year, but probably within the next couple months.
Okay, good deal. So I'm gonna go to a video break. I don't know why. I think it's because it's TikTok that I can't play that video. And I'm not sure if I had to cue it up again, but I can't do it while I'm on the air, obviously. So that's kind of not good. I'll figure out something for next time, how to play that video, because it's so powerful. And it's really annoying me that I can't do it. I can't figure out another way. But I'm gonna go to a Sketch City break. And then we will come back in a moment and end the show. All right. I hope you don't mind here. Let's see. Let's see if I can get this one right. Let's see. Everybody. Oh, here we go. Okay, so here we go. Let's share that. Okay. And
One spot for two under the name Clark.
What's that?
It's two people. Clark, it should be there. Got a voucher.
What's that?
I've got a voucher.
Oh, Mr. Clark. Yeah. Go this way.
Thank you.
None of these tables. None of these tables. Just right this way. Right this way? Just out here.
Yeah, this is a special, private, romantic, intimate dining area.
Here's your menus. Oh, no, wait, that's a mistake. Not these ones. Here you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
What we're going to choose is there's so much choice.
I can't even read it. It's got like, what is that? Is that grease?
Maybe I'll just choose for you. You love fish, yeah? I'll have a bit of fish. Yeah, two.
okay.
I really like it. The stuff, all the stuff. It's really nice. Quiet. Oh, wow. Fast service, right? Amazing.
Yeah, it's almost too fast.
A lot of sauce. That was a bit tough. As well.
Just stop. Did you go onto one of those voucher sites again?
Maybe.
Look, babe, I love you. It doesn't matter where we go as long as we're together. So just drop the pretense.
Yeah. Alright. Yeah, you got me. And yeah, let's just be honest. Let's be real. I love you. You're the best. This is the best. Right, I wanted this to be really special, but everything special when we're together.
Oh my god.
Will you marry me?
Yes! Can't wait for the big day.
I've got it covered. I'll sort everything.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today in the presence of these witnesses to join, what's your name?
Cameron.
Cameron and Sarah in matrimony, commended to be honourable among
Okay,
all.
but this pistol skip higher and wedding. Right? What package?
Yeah, that doesn't go to any skip hire to the wedding package either, so.
Mate, is this going to take long? It's to be over the river in 12 minutes.
The budget said 10 conditions. I've got you for at least 7 minutes.
Do you, Sarah, take Cameron to be your husband?
Yeah.
Do it. 5 stars, yeah? Leave a review.
Hey. Oh gosh, there I go again. Hey, what's up? You're watching On the Town with Tanya. I'm your host, and that was a lovely sketch by let's see. The original sketch was created and performed by Channel 4 Comedy. So hey, that was it. So thank you so much, Tarah, for hanging out with us. How can we support you in your work? Is there a site to go to? Are you crowdfunding, or you're just taking it one day at a time?
Yeah, so I did do a little bit of a crowdfunding, so I don't have that campaign up right now, but you can follow the story on TikTok or go to my website. You can subscribe there, and I can keep you up to date with any kind of like happenings with the film and when it's going to be released, and supporting me with that.
Okay, awesome. I appreciate you so much for taking the time and for, giving back to foster youth. I want to invite you to our event on May 20th at, what time is it? I guess at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. We have an event where we raise awareness about foster care, but I'll inbox you about that. But I think what you're doing is awesome. Hopefully it'll be done by then, and then we can tell
That would be great.
about it. That'd be awesome. That'll be everybody in the foster care field. So that'll be awesome. But I'll get back to you on that one. But in the meantime, anything else you want my viewers to know about, whether it's about addiction, being in foster care, or your documentary?
I just say that maybe my biggest takeaway was to really allow myself to feel what I went through without to push it away. And I think the more that we can really sink into feeling our feelings and being with them, as a friend, the least we're going to try to numb them, and we're going to make better choices.
That's where do you get your content from? I saw you do a lot of stuff that's very therapeutic, I call it. Is that just from your personal experience, or
Yeah.
Okay.
I read a lot of books. I'm constantly searching for different kind of therapists or things like that have helped me along the way, that give me little good tips. Right now, if I could recommend one book for any person that's gone through any kind of trauma in their life, it's called The Tao of Fully Feeling.
Oh, wait, the Tao. Wait, say it again. The Tao.
TAO of Fully Feeling.
Fully feeling.
Fully. FULLY.
Fully feeling. Okay. And where do they get that? Amazon?
Yeah, you can get it on Amazon. You can get it on audio, Audible. And it's helped me to understand how to not push my own experience away from feeling shameful of projecting that on my mom. Like I was way too protective of my mom to say like what I went through was so traumatic, because then it would make her look bad.
Right.
And in reality, I wasn't able to heal a lot of those parts of myself without saying, well, that was not okay. So this book really helped me to learn how to be able to kind of blame my mom without feeling guilty about it and without making her look bad. Like it was an experience that happened, and I needed to say that was not okay for my own healing.
That's amazing. You guys should probably check that book out. That's for anybody.
Yeah.
Even have people that are in their birth families and it's dysfunctional. So I think that helps a lot. Thank you. The Tao of Fully Feeling.
Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for taking the time. I know you're up in Canada, right? Wow. So yeah. What time is it there?
It's almost 6 o'clock.
Oh, okay. So you're behind us. Okay, that's a good thing. Well, we thank you very much for taking the time to come with us. And guys, if you do me a favor, go to her TikTok, like, subscribe, share her videos. They're amazing. Whether even if you're not a foster youth, even if you're in a family that's going through difficult times, I think you can get something from her TikToks. They're amazing, and she's amazing. And we thank you so much. Go like and subscribe on the Town with Tanya. Please share the video because we believe sharing is caring. And there's somebody out there who's hanging on to the last string and might say, oh, well, maybe I'll be inspired. So please share. I really appreciate it. It's not really so much for vanity as it is for, I believe, information is key to saving or changing a life. So in the meantime, I thank you guys for watching. And Tarah, hang out with me for a minute as we go out. Thank you guys for watching. If you got any questions, you know how to inbox me on the Town with Tanya at gmail.com or inbox me on Facebook. Everybody knows me, so go figure. But thank you very much for watching. Like and share and subscribe to On the Town channel. Bye. Thank you.